Greetings, Royal Kings and Queens. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. Listen here, we have a great show for you tonight. We're going to be showcasing an artist that is about to go on tour. His name is, or he goes by, the Wildhairr Show. This is going to be unfiltered conversations. The Wildhairr Show breaks barriers and bring his awareness to what matters. Join DJWildhairr, the electrifying Dallas-based DJ, podcast host, and promoter as he takes on a new journey through the Southern entertainment scene with his Rebirth Tour, okay, and the Wildhairr Show. Known for his high energy presence, DJWildhairr brings you real conversations and networking opportunities with special guests from the music and entertainment industry. And let me just throw in the fact that he is the ex-manager of Bubba Dub. Okay, if you know who Bubba Dub is, yes, that was his former artist. In this video, we dive into the details of his upcoming events, including the live podcast featuring notable guests like Fat Pimp and Young Black on March 29th, which is actually going to be tomorrow. And it's going to be in Dallas, Texas. So if you're in the Dallas, Texas area, make sure you guys get out and support him. All right, so let's get into it. Discover more about the Rebirth Tour, which will hit various comedy clubs and venues across the South and Northeast, including stops in Baton Rouge, Fort Worth, Harlem, and Elizabeth. Stay tuned for exclusive insights into DJWildhairr's music projects, including his work on Dutch to Don's The Trap House album, and learn how you can catch him live at unique events like Comedy On The Yacht in New York City. For the latest updates, tour dates, and booking information, follow DJWildhairr on Instagram at DJWildhairr there. And you can also go to his website, the official website, The Wildhairr Show. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring our guest up. All right. Let's get into it.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome. How are you?
Oh, just fine.
Amazing.
Watching a little TV.
Yeah. So I was actually telling the audience, that this is manager by the name of Bubba Dub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we're just here today because you are familiar with the industry. You are familiar with the Mo3 case and how Mo3 impacted the community. And I wanted to showcase the fact that you've worked in the industry and you have a plan. So you've started off in one direction and now you're into your podcast. If you don't mind, can you just kind of give us kind of some backstory of when you first got started and what you do?
I first got started doing promotion, and promotion was, I used to do street work for Take 4 Records back in the day, dealing with Jubilee, Chicky Black. So I started doing parties and doing promotions as a promoter at a club that gave me an opportunity, which was Midpoint. So that's pretty much older back in the day. 50 years old, so I did a lot. So went from promoter to DJing because the DJ didn't show up. And then I ended up being an event thor, event coordinator. Well, with Trey Songz, K Michelle, managed Bubba Dub, got him for about like 5 to 6 years, and now I'm doing my own thing as a comic, and I also got my own podcast. We sold out, so when I say sold out, we do like an audience. We're the first one that basically is doing a podcast like this, so it's kind of like a podcast slash show. It's more people that wants to be involved, like to a point where to get they wanted me to add more, but we already up to 80 people, so I don't need any more because my production team needs space as well. So our special guest will be Fat Pimp and Young Black Gutter Child. We're gonna talk about how the boogie movement for the Dallas Fort Worth area started. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of people see Johnny Damn D doing his thing. He's from Fort Worth, which is the new boogie movement, but boogie movement been going on since Lil Will. So we're tackling that.
Okay. And then I also see like your tour dates. So you've already gone, your tour has already started. Um how does I mean, what is it like being on tour? Like for a different reason. Now you're the act and you're not managing an artist. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like it's you. Your face is on it.
I started like that though. As a DJ, when I got popular, I became a core DJ, switch a house DJ. So I've been, I,
Swisher House.
yeah, I've been RIP to Michael Weiss, but I've been on the
RP.
road. Yeah, so
Yes.
I mean, I was Mike Jones and Magno when they
Mike,
was
who?
Mike Jones and Magno when they was the first round draft pick when
Yeah.
they were both together. So pretty much I DJ for Power Wall and Chameleonaire and Lil Kiki. Just I mean, Tum Tum, Tuck. I done did Arlington Stadium when we had all the kids and what was it, Thunderbird Sundays. So I've always been in the spotlight. This is just something different because it's something I wanted to do when I was young, watching like Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Domino, and all that. So
All the greats.
yeah, so by me watching them, I always wrote jokes and wanted to be on stage. So this is kind of different because I get nervous as fuck when I get on stage, and I always basically rock the stage. I went to China and rocked over 60,000 people with hip hop.
Mhm.
So it's crazy that I get goosebumps and I guess it's just part of doing stand up, but
So it's like
um,
stage fright.
it's not just stage fright. It's not anymore. It's
Yeah.
because what I'm doing now,
Okay.
I'm learning to freestyle as being myself and telling stories. So the first time I did it was I did it with Bubba Dub, but I couldn't really just stay up there long. And I
Yeah.
did the same thing in Baton Rouge. I did like 5 minutes when I was supposed to do seven. But I ended up doing five. But then when I came to forward, I ended up doing 20. So I got past the 5 minute mark, you know what I'm saying? So I got real comfortable in my hometown and really just expressing myself on stage is hard to do. Just like you try to express yourself on the internet, but you're trying to be like you're a real person, but you gotta be fake on the internet to get viewers. You feel what I'm saying? So
No, you don't. I think what you said earlier with you just letting your comedic talents just roll off just natural. I think when you're authentic, people will see you. And there is a lot of, false um narratives that go on that content creators do, but all that's about to stop. I mean, we have social media users and social media influencers that are going to court. So there's going to have to be some truth in what they're saying going forward. So um I just
yeah.
want to point that out.
No, you're right. Because someone just you was talking about it. I mean, we know about Tasha getting sued and the other girl getting sued, but the $10 million thing
Yeah.
I just heard about. But I mean, I'm not saying like clickbaits and stuff like that. I'm saying like riding the algorithm, knowing what the algorithm wants. You know what I'm saying? We
Hmm.
don't want people to fight, but that's the best. That's the best algorithm that's coming out there. That's the reason why you have baddies and stuff. I mean, you structure
True.
it, but I mean, it's a lot of lies going on with AI, and it's still there. So it's not just lying. It's more like riding the algorithm. But when I'm on stage, I'm telling real stories, like things that I really have done before.
Oh, wow. So let me ask you this. Okay, so from it's still the entertainment industry. What makes comedy different from the, managing a rapper, or like what's the difference? Is it kind of the same? Do you get like, I don't want to say groupies, but do you get like groupies that be after you, that be trying to go back to your hotel room like when you go to the little cities and states and stuff? Is it like a rock star lifestyle?
I always been a rock star, so it doesn't matter if I was doing comedy or whatever. It's just my presence. They say I got good skin, so I don't know, but I'm pretty past that point because I don't do the same thing I used to, so I'm not impressed with it. And it's
Hmm.
not the women that I'm looking for if, when it comes down to groupies and all that. But I mean, back in my Swisher House day, we used to have women like we have 50 or 40 women in the hotel room in the lobby waiting on Paul Wall or Chameleonaire. And I used to hate. I used to be like, Paul Wall already taken.
Hmm.
Who want to go smoke with me? And I have three or four of them, and I go to sleep like that.
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
So let me ask you this. Being,
Oh, let me ask you
being,
a question. Let me ask you a question though.
okay.
Um, the difference between managing a person and what I'm doing now, I have freedom to do me. Like when I was managing or working with someone, I had to protect the brand. So I couldn't actually be 100% myself. Now I can. That's the reason why it's the rebirth, because I already been the star, but I'm rebirthing to be who I was, and people get to see me because I'm not married no more. I don't got to hold shit back, and I can just tell my stories.
Hmm.
So that was answer your question.
Okay. So let me ask you this, like with your podcast, are you streaming like your comedy shows like on your podcast, or is that going to be like different?
Um, no, I haven't had a. We haven't went on the road yet with the podcast yet.
Okay.
But I'm a God's guy. You know what I'm saying? I fear God, and I'm totally blessed. I pretty much know that my mom and my parents, both of my parents, are looking down on me, and probably my son as well. Because it's like my podcast, I don't pay for nothing.
Oh, wow.
Like this trip that I'm taking is like my tour that I got. I got a guy that I'm working with that's giving me dates. He's working his hardest just to get me dates. I never asked for it. They just told me they had a vision, and I've just been walking with it because I'm on a great path with God. So I get confirmations, and these are part of my confirmation. But this will be my third episode, and it's like this is the second time it's been sold out, and it's a new way that I'm doing it. I'm not doing it like nobody else. I'm doing it like what I wanted, and it's the Wildhairr Show because it's every part of me.
I was
Like
going to ask you about that, the wild hair, because there's a story behind it.
yeah, because it's all about me. So what we have is an upstairs where we twitch. We twitch upstairs, and then see my live. When I do my podcast, I got live in different angles. See,
Oh.
people don't have angles. So I had people that work for CNN, CBS, NBC, and Fox. And then I have my audio guy. He works for all the radio stations. So it was a miracle that I got these people. And this is not the first time that I have had this podcast brought to my attention. This is the second time. So when it was the second time, it was more like, hey, I gotta grab this. Just like when I met Roy Lee. I knew he was funny. I knew he had a gift, but he wanted me to manage him, and I couldn't manage him because I didn't know nothing about comedians. But then when Bubba Dub came, I made sure. that I took the job. You feel what I'm saying? And by me taking the job, it was like, okay, I got us to the mountaintop. I mean, he's a millionaire, and when he started out working at an ice cream company, making $300 a show.
Like that must feel good to like kind of see, your peers, um, you know, go to the top. Let me ask you this. Do you do any community service? And if so, what type of community service do you do?
When I used to DJ, I want to get back to that because when I used to DJ, I got so far of going back to the elementary, and they had like a special an event for me through elementary, and it was crazy. Because it was the same school I went to. But I do want to go. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave this green earth without getting the key to my city. And this is where my comedian side come to because it's a natural gift. I mean, soon I got the date. The date on the 22nd is the date when I started. Is the date that I started to say I'm gonna be a comedian, which is the birthday of my son, but also the anniversary date of my anniversary. So my son is deceased. That was my firstborn. He died
Sorry to
when he
hear
was
that.
10 from a heart attack playing sports. So what we did in the passing of him, R.I.P. to Alfred, in the
R.I.P. to
passing of
Alfred.
in the passing of him, I was with the Heart Association awareness, and we marched like with the March of Dimes, and we was the reason why kids had distributors, heart distributors, at events.
Oh,
So that was something I gave back to the community, as well as basically I want to do something like that for other people. So whatever awareness it is, I'm coming back to get the key to my city.
yes. Like a walk or something like that. Like you say, you want to do anything that feels good. I mean, to continue the fight, even, RP Alfred, he's gone, but still to continue on that fight and helping others. And that really takes a lot of courage, takes a lot of strength. And I commend you for turning pain into purpose to help others.
Correct. And then we got also Miss Oprah from Fort Worth. She'll be
Okay.
100 this year, so I'm doing her Juneteenth thing. So they gave me probably about like $150,000 budget. I got Money Bag Yo coming to headquarters on June 19th.
Okay. Congratulations. And
Hmm.
you're gonna have to send me some stuff and I'll kind of keep the people updated. I did share your schedule for your tour dates. You actually have one coming up tomorrow. Or no, you have one on the 1st?
On the first, yeah, Wednesday,
Okay. All
next
right.
Wednesday.
Because we had one for the 29th, but I guess we're gonna go to Harlem, New York.
No, 29th it should be 29th should be the podcast. Harlem is
Oh, the
on the first.
podcast. Okay,
Mm.
yeah, you're right. I have my notes mixed up. So, guys, if you're listening, um, there's going to be a live podcast featuring notable guests like Fat Pimp and Young Black on March the 29th. So, guys, make sure you tune in for that. Also, in the description, you guys are all of DJ Wild's here. His handles are in there. So make sure you screenshot it. Make sure you subscribe to him on Instagram. I'll make sure I drop your Instagram in the chat so they can follow you on Instagram as well.
Yeah, make sure it's underscore at the end. It's DJ Wildhairr underscore. The reason why they call me Wildhairr because when I used to DJ, I used to have my hair picked out with the
Yeah,
picking.
let us know.
Yeah, so I always say that when Wildhairr is basically a wild child. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
spelled with two R's because I'm from the South.
I thought you was gonna say you always felt like you had a wild hair up your ass.
That's why I used to say
Ah,
when people like, wow, what? I was like, yeah, wow, hair, the shit you try to get rid of. The shit that be in your ass, pubic hairs, nose hairs, underarm hairs, the shit you try to get rid of. They be like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, with two R's because I'm very Southern.
uh-huh. So I know it's, you've done work in Dallas, but where are you originally from?
from Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, so you're from Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah, Eastwood.
Native.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. So let me ask you this. Growing up in Fort Worth, were there any comedians like that were out of Texas that you kind of looked up to?
It was two. It was Piper and it was um Dale Holloway. He was from Fort
Hmm.
Worth and he did great. I don't know how far he went because I was doing my own venture. I never looked back, so I was on the road with Twisted Black. So I used to DJ for Twisted Black too. So before I got with Swisher House and everything, so I understood. I started out in the club, but I understood that I understood how to be an entertainer DJ, and the difference between the club and entertainer DJ. A club DJ DJs at the club, so but I basically been an entertainer DJ where I going on tour and doing shows and big audience and shit like that.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. So you do your comedy show. How do you navigate um around in Dallas, being that it's like a big community? Um, as far as like the music, what I guess maybe I'll ask you this. What is your take on the Dallas music um situation right now? Like what is it, is the music pumping? Is everybody getting along? Is it street wars? Like what's going on there?
I'm very proud that it's not street wars and stuff like this, and
Okay.
I'm really kind of like sick of all the instigators that's stopping the development because the reason why I DJ is for somebody to want to be a DJ, and then not only that, to open up doors for other artists that was a rapper or any entertainment. Because I was gonna go out there and turn it up so much that they was gonna come back looking for another one because I did my job. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
right now I'm looking at I mean, all the rappers, man. There's a lot of rappers that they feel like whatever they do doesn't work, just keep going because all it takes is one hit. I mean, Lil Duval should have told you that when he came up with Smile. You know what I'm saying? This nigga was 45 years old when he came up with that song, but he hit. He made a million off of it. I talked to Lil Duval when I had him in my show at Toyota Music Factory back in October.
Okay. Now, listen, I know that you spoke earlier about, the messiness and things like that. I want
Hmm.
to get on to Mo 3 because when we did have a conversation earlier, you said that you felt like Yellow Beezy was innocent and you feel like Rainwater set him up. And so when I say like the Dallas, that area with the music industry, um, that's what I was asking. Was there any street wars and things like that? Because I've seen him online, and I guess it's a persona where he trolls and makes up lies to get people riled up. What are your thoughts if you know any?
I didn't want to know how this shit started. Because if you look at everything, right, just as of today, oh, I changed the narrative. The narrative was changed. Then you got to think about it, right? So I always investigate people, right? Because I always watch. Right now, I'm watching crime stories, and you got to get to the detail. What was the reason? What was the reason for everything, right? And if you go back and look at Mo 3 life, RIP to Mo 3, if you go back to Mo 3 life, Mo 3 was friends with these people. Even with Gunna Meezy, they was raised in the same apartment with Stub Lean. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't know too much about Mo 3. I just know about his music and I know the people and I know where he came from. But the fact is that I if you notice, Yellow Beezy never went after Mo 3 like it was a mutual thing, right? He
Right.
didn't go after Roy Lee. He didn't go after nobody but Rain. So so that's just like if you if you go to the scene of a crime, right, and you see the victim and it been stabbed 22 times, we know that was personal. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Couldn't be just a robbery. So at the point of time, we're thinking relationship. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So if you got to understand the reaction of the victim, which was Rainwater. Why was Yellow so so aggravated towards him? You feel what I'm saying? He was never aggravated to from '03. He was never aggravated to Roy Lee, even though they was trolling him. He was just very adjective over Rainwater. So let's go into action, right? So if there's a psycho killer, right? When you got a psycho killer that kills everybody, some psycho killers leave trails for you can see that he was the same type of person, the same person that killed this person and that person. Or they'll basically take something from the victim to let you know this is the same guy. Or they'll probably cut into the skin. So you got to think of what Rainwater is doing. If you're comfortable in changing the narrative on the internet, how we know that you can change the narrative of doing other things? Because what they once said, if there was a kid growing up and he killed an animal, then he grow up to be a killer. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So,
Yes.
so how many narratives have you changed? You said you've been to prison 7 times.
Mm.
7 times? What's your record?
Whoa.
You see what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, if he had already had a criminal background, then what is his criminal background? We know he ain't a street person because he ain't selling dope.
And
You see
then
what I'm
you did.
saying?
Been in jail 7 times.
He said it last night. He was in
It's
jail sometime. Prison, not jail.
prison.
That's the reason why he said he couldn't get his passport because he been in prison because he was talking about he worldwide. I'm worldwide. I said, nigga, you ain't worldwide because you ain't known from overseas or anything. Now you USA wide probably on the internet, but like I tell everybody, if you take Mo3 away from that, away from rainwater is nothing. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go back to the topic when you're looking at crime, right? So, for instance,
Well, I wanted
if,
to point this out because I don't know if you can see it, but here's a photo, his mugshot.
and
Rainwater
we look a
was,
mess.
yeah, he was arrested. He was booked July the 11th of 2025, which is last year. The charges were false report, including emergency response, uh, inducing emergency response. So it's false report, inducing emergency response. His bond wasn't available, but he got arrested and was in the Denton County Sheriff's Office. Just wanted to point that out.
That's deep, and that was just recently.
Last year.
So, so if he's faking that, he's that's deep because I've always felt like when I watch everything, right? Because the first clip when it comes down to this murder scene of Mo3, right? It didn't
Right.
show Mo3 going to the car trying to get a weapon. At first, we just seen a man come out and he chased Mo3 down, right? So
Right.
when they asked Rain, Rain said he was on the phone with him, right?
Yes.
So when you look at the tape, you don't see Mo3 on no phone. He never talked about the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the point of the time, he never got off the phone to call 911. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I
These are
was.
these are reactions that you're gonna do. If my brother in trouble, I'm just running in my car trying to get him, but I'm calling 911.
I'm going to be on the phone. So I'm glad that you brought that point up because this is his artist. The artist is, you're on the phone with the artist. The artist says, oh, I think somebody's following me or whatever. You have more than one cell phone. You talk to him, you get on the phone with 911, you let them know every step where he's at, this, that, the third. No, he said that he was on the phone having a conversation and they were saying, oh, he stopped at a gas station and Rain knew, but at the end of the day, you allege, and you said this on live video, you were on the phone with him when they were chasing him down.
Right. So if you're on the phone, they chasing them down, and you're not telling him no roads to take or no nothing. He don't know nothing about that area. He not from over there. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to look at what people like. So for instance, if a husband killed his wife, right,
Yeah.
and when they go question him, and he's not showing any remorse, Have you ever once seen remorse on Rainwater?
No. The only no, absolutely not. I have not. He's been rejoicing. I mean, he
Right. So
sits
you got
out
that
and he
insurance. You
he
got the insurance check.
he mocks the family. This is one thing that I don't understand, and maybe I don't have an understanding, but when an artist is unalived, and the manager is out here saying, "Oh, I'm the celebrity," and you know, um, he's out here doing more interviews than damn who do interviews
He's
a
a P
lot.
Diddy.
Yeah, thank you. But that's the thing. That's who he his mogul is. That's who he wants to be like. Well, P. Diddy isn't a nice man. We saw that video of him running down that hallway like he was on an NFL and he punted Cassie in the head.
Correct.
That was not love. That is not somebody that I would want my son to look up to, aspire to be. What are your thoughts?
I want Cassidy, my goddamn self. I want a P and Boo Boo on her. She's a freak. But
No.
no, I'm just joking. But here's the thing with this. All right, you look at traits of people, right? So
Uh-huh.
for instance, if they think they can get away with it once, they're gonna try to get away with it again, right?
Yeah.
So when we go back to talk about the phone conversation, right? If you have a phone conversation, you see no remorse of Rainwater. But at the same time, Mo3 had artists. Mo3 had a brother. There's no love from him and his brother. And you know, yesterday we was on the Mo3 what they call them, Mo3 sector,
Sector.
right?
Huh?
So, you know, he was trying to throw Mo3 into it every time so the chat room would get mad at me. And they all sensitive about Mo3. So
Uh-huh.
88 set me
Allegedly.
up. Yeah, 88 set me up. So the point is that if that girl was messy to get to me and he coached her to get to me, then he's known for doing a lot of coaching and slickery stuff, right? So if he got Ricochet, he got the other all those people that's on the panels are doing something sneaky to trail to trick people to come so he can go up there and do his P Diddy thing. You feel what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It's no different than Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
It's no
Epstein.
different. It's no different. This
Absolutely.
the
She
same.
was moving around like the Ghislaine Maxwell. Go out and recruit. And
Yes, and
you're
that's what 88 was doing. She go recruit me, act like she was gonna pay me and everything. But I feel like I owed it for Mo3. And I'm glad that you said that you seen something in me because I did it for Mo3 because I never knew Mo3. I knew of his music. I was a fan of Mo3. Mo3 had better music than beef music. You feel what I'm
well, can I
saying?
say this? I saw it in you when you honored your artists, whether if you're working with them or not, they've went on and they've done better things and whatever the case may be, you still was professional about it. You never talked down on the artists. You're all about community. You about community service. And I see like you're just a black man in this world that was given um you were given life by two parents and you grew up, and now that you're an adult, you want to make a difference now that you're able to. When you're talking about putting smiles on people's faces, do you know how many lives you're going to change while you're doing your comedy and people are laughing? You know, laughter is good for the soul. And for you
Correct.
to transition from one genre to another genre and have the faith and still, put God first. Some people, they don't even acknowledge God when they have come from, their starting point and they've exceeded, what society said that they could do. People forget about God. So I commended you from that. You're God fearing, you want the best for somebody else. You know what the struggle feels like, you know what it looks like. And if you could take the pain away, This is for Alfred. I know that's always in the back of your head. Let me make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to do so I can make my angels in heaven proud as they look down over you. What
Correct.
are your thoughts?
Correct. I mean, you said a mouthful. Pretty much, we all got talents, but you can only seek your talent when you make the right choices and right. You got to be aligned with God and the universe at the same time to basically understand what your talent is and ride the wave. You feel what I'm saying? So there's so many. Like soon I got the date. I was at a. I think I was at a hotel and I was trying to get the date right because this is my first step doing something for me. So when I got in the Uber, the guy said, "Hey, I got your comedy date on the 22nd." I was like, "Man," because the guy told me that when I was taking a shower. I was like, "What I'm gonna do for my anniversary?" Because I just broke up. Well, we was trying to get back together, but it was like once you see a narcissist and they traits, you don't go back. I don't go back. I shouldn't have went back, but I did because I want to basically do right because and also basically make sure that my kids was taken care of because I always been there for all my kids. My kids lived up on one roof with me and they got older and I made sure that they all graduated.
Yeah.
So I was a good father. I was there for my kids. So I always have a family heart. But it was that I had to do something. I had to do something to get me out of this space. And when he gave me that date, soon I got an Uber. It was an Iranian guy. He heard it. He said, "I want 10 tickets." I was like, "God, you ain't gotta say
Wow.
no more. I'm gonna do it." He said, "I want 10 tickets. I want to go to your show. I like you. I like your energy." He started talking about God. And see, it's a lot of stuff that I can tell you what God showed me and tell me, and it comes to other people. Like when I was on the road with Bubba Dub, when
Yeah.
we first started, it was people used to come to us and pray for us.
Oh,
Right up
Jesus.
top, yes. So when I talked to Dub after we split, I was like, "Have you ever had somebody who still walk up and pray to you?" And he was like, "No, I said, "You know why? Because you're not humble anymore.
Right.
You can't see the confirmations." And I said, "I can still see them. You can't." And as much money that he made, I never, and that's the one thing I never did. As much that he got that money, I never put my name on the LLC, even though I did the paperwork, even though I
Yeah.
had to force him to come down there to basically sign the paperwork. I paid for it and everything. It's just the
Mm.
fact that I did it for him and his kids because it was his vision. You feel what I'm saying?
Legacy.
So it's like people can say everything and they can't say that I stole anything because I did it for them. You feel what I'm saying? If I was a wrong guy, I would have been put my name on the LLC. He probably wouldn't even had his name on the LLC. And I'm glad my name ain't on the LLC because he got like 4 or 5 lawsuits. That's
Oh,
why I'm
wow.
glad. Because I always tell business people, get yourself a business
Hmm.
and then get your nonprofit organization. So you can once you get the role and you need this paperwork, you don't have to go back. It's already done.
It's
So if
already done.
somebody want to give you a $50,000 check for your nonprofit organization, you can take it.
Hmm. And financial literacy, that a
Mhm.
lot of in our community, that's we lack it. And I say, incorporate therapy as well, um, because it helps. Some things you have to unteach, some things you have to unlearn and, relearn in a positive way. Let me
Mhm.
ask you this. So, what advice would you give to somebody that is kind of like stuck, just stuck? What advice would you give to somebody that's just stuck?
Why they're stuck? Was it because somebody was doing? Because like right now, Doug is stuck. You feel what I'm saying? It's because he left. He left the people. He left the person that helped him push to get to where he was at. So you get stuck. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if you just stuck because you and your team is stuck, Then y'all got to go back and reiterate yourself and look at everything. And it's all about having meetings. Some people don't have meetings like they supposed to have meetings. See what I'm saying? And some
Hmm.
people don't have self check when they have these type of things. You feel what I'm saying? So it comes back to a point where you have to draw as a business. When you have a business, when you work at a customer service, whatever you work at, you still have to have business meetings. And if you want to grow as a business person, you still have to practice that.
Yeah, absolutely. I did want to bring this particular clip that you sent. I guess this was an event that you were at. Let's see. So this is an event where you were at. Let's take a look.
But that's my podcast. It has an upstairs and a downstairs. Upstairs we Twitch, so it's the part. This is the part of the Wildhairr Show. So, like I was breaking it down to you, we downstairs we film. I have my guests and we have an audience. We have an audience room behind that wall right there. But Twisted Black is going upstairs. You hear all the people? They
Uh-huh.
on Twitch live. So I have a
Oh,
bunch of people that's networking. I got content creators up there. I have rappers up there. I have real estate agents. I have tax advisors. This is a full
oh
party with a lot of
wow.
people. And see, you can see
Hold on.
you can
So
see
that's
the
the
interview
Twitch?
downstairs.
That's the streamers? Or was this the
No,
set?
that's me downstairs. That's my set.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah, my shit rocking. Like I told,
Lights and
I
everything.
I ain't sitting on them. I ain't sitting in no goddamn hotel with a goddamn grassy field on the back of my damn. That's just real. And this was given to me. That's how I
Oh,
know
they turned
God.
up.
Yeah, they turned up. This was given to me. So
Oh
I
wow.
have
This place right here was given to you?
yes,
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
yes.
Oh, that's good.
So we got free drinks, free food. We have a
Food.
chef. That's a kitchen over there. We have a chef cook. Now
Okay.
this time I got a bar. I got a bartender. I got two bartenders. Cause I have we got liquor. I'm working on a couple of liquor sponsors, but I got other sponsors. I got my first sponsors from JB. We can smoke and everything in there. So
Okay. Here, I'm gonna pull up the other one. Let's go ahead and pull this one up. Okay. Hold on one second. All right, did we do it? Oh shoot. I put you in the bag. All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, this is the second video. So you want to talk us through this one?
Okay, that's Twisted Black meeting the rappers and stuff. He's going around networking with people. So we setting up the mic drop.
Okay.
So he's walking around talking to everybody. Some of his fans are there, and Jay, that's Jay. I call him OG, and he gives he opened up my show with this OG talk. We
So
pray
that's Jay
first.
right there.
The guy with that's touching him right now, Twisted Black,
Okay.
not the black guy, the other guy that's touching him. We open up with prayer.
Okay.
And then no, we actually literally open up with prayer. And then he gives an OG spiel.
So
So
this
those
is
are
Young Black right here.
black is the guy that's in black. That's Twisted Black. That's the
So
guy I
this
used to
is
DJ.
Twisted Black right here.
Yeah, I used to DJ for him for 7 years
Okay.
till he got locked up. And he just got out for prayer. Because he was supposed to
Oh
do 30
wow.
on top of 30. He ended up doing 17.
Ain't God good?
God is a blessing. When you make
And
the right
y'all
choice,
came out to do some helpful. Like y'all in here, hey, let's stream, let's do this, let's get our stories out, get on a podcast. Y'all ain't talking about selling drugs.
Well, he was very expired because he been locked up for 17 years, so he never seen how my life transpired to being a manager and what I had done. So I taught him how to do content and everything and do interviews and stuff. But
Hmm.
he was so institutional. He was kind of lost. But Now he back. Now he just did something with Shaq, and he did something on the 20 what was the 22nd just as well. He had Shaq come to the city,
Hmm.
so they doing the record
I
as
think you
well.
did say something about that the last time you
Mm-hmm.
were on somebody's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna play this clip because you sent this one to me too. That says, "What's the real size? What's his scale?" Okay, hold on.
This little, that
No, I
little
ain't gonna
thing.
clown him though. He had a decent sized dick. I'm not gonna
Oh,
clown him like he
He had a
wasn't.
finesse 2 times. No homo.
No, Finesse got a big dick.
Man, he just from
wait a minute.
Memphis. It's angles.
Oh
It's
shit.
fluid. Remember that Steve A. Spit is
Well,
fluid.
maybe that big ass booty made it look big because that bitch had a fat ass.
Yeah, maybe because it's two bitches. You know,
Now
sometimes
his
we got two
girl
bitches
looks
getting too
sexy.
much credit.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, because like I got probably a
This
9.5,
is
but
a porn
if you
star
put
I'm
me in the
interviewing.
mirror, I'm fat in the
Oh,
motherfucker. I'll be giving that motherfucker just like that. That's
swallow
me.
your
wait
ass
a
up.
minute.
It's
So
a
she's
scale.
hold on. So
This
she's
little,
a porn star?
Yeah, so what I was doing
What?
was OnlyFans Sundays, right? So I bring a porn star or OnlyFans person, and then they'll strip at or go to the strip club as a host or a stripper, and so that's how we do stuff.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, so
Get into the bag.
get into the bag, So
Wow.
we was talking about because
I had some
she
bad
do.
pussy where I
Oh
tried
shoot.
to.
Hold on. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we had this. She had a good. She had. We had a good chemistry. So we
Hmm.
was able to talk about anything. And this is my first show. I'm freestyling it. My
Oh
pasta
wow.
fucked up. I'm leaning and shit, and I ain't supposed to be leaning. My pasta is already fucked up. Go ahead.
But you know what? I should have known from the background. Let me go ahead and play.
I
Okay.
had some bad pussy where I tried it twice. It was still bad, and I told her
What made
Uh-oh.
it bad?
because
It wasn't wet enough.
it felt like I was fucking a balloon, and it just
It kept blowing up.
it kept busting. So I'm hitting that hole. And I
Oh,
tried
maybe
the
that's
raw.
why.
I
Not
tried
the one had to see your
no.
pussy, but
I tried raw. I tried it the second time.
yeah, fuck it.
The
My
walls
body
wasn't
count
there.
probably high.
The walls wasn't there. So, like I asked a lot of brothers, what is
Jesus
bad pussy?
Christ.
And they
Yeah.
can't explain it because a lot of
They just
niggas,
know that they had it.
just fuck for a nut.
Right.
Right. But then, it's a challenge because like sometimes niggas be anxious for the pussy.
Yeah.
And then
But y'all don't think bitches get bad dick?
so what's bad?
Hey
dick?
then.
Like, okay, ain't gonna lie.
Right.
I need some shit that's gonna make me feel good. Like
Right. Bitch,
some
make me run up
motherfuckers
the
just
wall.
might get a big head and a skinny dick. And then I don't know. It just be different dick, just don't be it. Like
I don't know nothing about that.
but I fake it a lot. So
I
you
see
ain't
some
gonna know
weird ass-
you ain't gonna know your shit not it. But when I go to the crib, I be like, damn, that shit was not
Girl,
it.
I understand exactly where she's coming from. No
I bet
shade.
you do. I don't.
No shade. Like now I'm gonna have to check that interview out.
Yeah, what I did because I'm not on YouTube like that. I had
Hmm.
only put one clip on there for 10 minutes, and this is how educated I am with YouTube. So what I'm doing is leaving that clip on there. So when people go look at my page or they want to look at the old episode, I'm not putting it on there. So everybody go to that one clip and watch it. So my talk time can go all the way up, so I can be monetized.
Yeah, actually I posted your Instagram, your TikTok, and your YouTube in the chat. I'm gonna
Mhm.
put it on my community wall so they can access it there as well.
Okay.
Um, so what else did you want to share with us before we take off?
Nothing, man. Just be looking for me in the summer and watch me rise. Because and then I'm waiting on the trial. I really think Yellow is very innocent, and I really
Let's
think Yellow.
go. Let's talk about that right quick.
I think Yellow gonna beat the case because they're using rap lyrics to hold them down, and it's a freedom of speech. So it's the same thing that they try to do for all the artists that they're getting. They're rounding up lyrics, right, and try
Mhm.
to prosecute people on the lyrics, which is black people, because they're not doing it to white people. Because it was a white woman that killed her husband and had a book called "How to Kill My Husband." but she never was arrested for it. Never. But why is it? And you can see how the Department of Justice only tilt to people that's white because you got Trump that's that done kidnapped a whole president for doing something bad, and this nigga worse. You see what I'm saying?
What?
So on this trial, let's just go back to the trial. There's really not any evidence. There's really not even a key witness. It's really just he say, she say.
And I want to know this, like, being that we actually discussed it earlier, but it's the narrative. Like, this guy's out here having people run narratives on YouTube. Um, I find something very suspicious about that.
It's very
Um,
suspicious. And did you see what I put on my page when I made them vampire in Brooklyn?
you just posted it?
It's on there. And what's
Oh,
so
which one?
crazy, it probably is very scary to him because when Eddie Murphy come in as the vampire, but he come in as the
Oh,
pastor.
the Vampire of Brooklyn. Yeah.
And see when he came in, he started seeing the crosses and stuff.
Hmm.
He's it and what's so crazy, I've been killing him every morning.
Oh, I'm watching it right now.
So I've been killing him every morning.
I
This
did
is
see this one.
But this one's so subliminal, is mess people up because he thought what he did 2 days ago with Kenny B, right?
Yeah.
He thought it was gonna take over the internet. But if you notice, this is what people don't know. You only got 5 years of fame when it comes down to this internet.
Yeah.
Charleston White is wearing down, and he's wearing down, right?
Hmm.
So just think about it. Now you got finesse two times and Glorilla. But there was a such thing as A Train, and there was such a thing as the dude that said these nuts, but they're not famous no more.
That part.
You feel what I'm saying? Charleston White tried to do a podcast, he can't do it. Now he got an agency that's doing comedy, but he can't go up there for 10 minutes. He got to go choke somebody to make a show. And
Hmm.
one day, it's not going to go perfectly like that again. It's not.
Absolutely.
It's chaos. You can't win off chaos. But like that subliminal message that I made today kind of turned the narrative back on him because it made him look like he staged stuff. So if you stage stuff, how you okay, since we seen Mo3 look for a gun, whether if he was pump faking or not, you said you was on the phone with him. He's not on the phone. That's a lie. So when people start pointing out the lies in the stories that you tell, how many lies that you told?
Oh, boom, I got it. So the strip club, one of his tactics is to go on a trip in a strip club, talk to the strippers, cause they talk, and he would go in there and he would talk to them. Now some association with that. Now 88, she used to dance in her daddy's club, and this is just all coming
Dang.
to me because in her daddy's club,
Are you serious?
yes. Um, and for him, Rainwater, to sick her on you, like, I felt a certain type of way about that because it is nothing nice about that girl. She's related to the girls that Jossie Banks and all them. The
Hmm.
girls that were over at the house. She's related to them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
She's not
So
to be trusted. What did I tell you? I said she's not to be trusted.
yeah, a lot of people told me. A lot of people told me in the room, so I already knew what it was. So I knew that they was taking me over to the Rainwater, but I wanted to basically see what Rainwater had. So when I come back on April the 19th,
Hmm.
I'm gonna come with something so hard on Rainwater. It's gonna change the narrative that he thought he could change today, because he's starting to show his true colors. He's so comfortable, and that usually happens when a person murders somebody and they felt they got away and they trying to feel free and comfortable, that they show their tactics, and his tactics are showing every time that he gets into that Mo3 sector. And when he did it last night, I was like, okay, I got you. All you worrying about me being my dad being a pastor, me and my wife getting into it, but he didn't know when that Bubba Dub tried to use that same thing, and a lot of people was like, shit, everybody go through this.
That's
Everybody.
your wife. At the end of the day, you went
Hmm.
before and said, "Yes, I do." I can't say nothing about it. He can't say nothing about it. That is yours. Y'all were one.
Hmm.
That's it. That's all. He wouldn't know anything about it because, he's not married. The
He's
only
not.
thing that he knows how to do is fornicate and put his seed in different women and go behind his homeboys and get his rocks off. He got to talk bad about his homeboy to make himself
Hmm.
look good. See, you had a wife that said, "Yes, I choose you. You choose me." Who's ever chose him?
Nobody chose him. Rainwater was a lane, and he still is a lane today. He still is a lane today. So, yeah, I really think that him and the label basically shared that insurance money because he was in the trailer house before he had that mansion.
He was in a
He-
trailer house.
Yeah, he was in the trailer house.
Oh,
That's one of the secrets that I gave out that I'm going to show and tell. He just don't know it. And I try to throw a little out there to see where he was at with it, but it kind of messed him up. I even got a girl that he liked so much that's going to be on the show.
oh,
And I'm gonna troll him so bad until I do that show. Tomorrow I got a good one for him. I'm gonna do that one. But if you say I did the fart, have you seen the Forrest Gump one?
hold on. Well,
The
with
fart.
the little white girl, they were sitting at
Yeah,
like.
but it say run, rainwater, run. It's so funny. I
Oh
think
my god. Okay, somebody in the chat, would you let's see. Someone says always that rainwater sacrifice Mo3 for that $98 million life insurance payout.
I
It was
really think he
98
did.
million?
But there's a rumor, right, that Mo3 was gonna leave him.
Yeah. Do you know the governess Mo3's reader? She came out and said that, he was gonna be moving leaving the management. He was supposed to be going with somebody else.
It was Yo Gotti.
Well, wait a minute. Um, I just, it really bothers me because that man was so talented. When you talk about um the outside, I like everybody ain't your friend. I like, you had tagged Wade in the Water. That was actually my first time hearing that song, and I actually love it. So that's another one
Right.
on my
Did you
playlist.
hear the words?
Yes. When you tagged it, I was
Who
like, hold
who
on, I
who
haven't
you
heard
think
this
he
one.
talking about?
That nigga.
Exactly. So that's why I always throw it in his face in my stories. I always tag him every morning. Wake your goat mouth ass up. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand this. Rainwater started this whole beef with Yellow Beezy and told Mo three them to do something, right? And told Mo three that the only way he can get hot like Tupac if he start beef like Tupac. And you
Yeah, he
know
started the beef like Tupac, and guess who went out?
exactly, but see, Rainwater didn't tell him that he was gonna die like Tupac. That's not a role of a manager. I don't care what nobody say. I don't want my client. And then at the same time, if he does pass, right? Now he
Mhm.
did do good for. I don't know. People say he did good for the kids, though, right? But you also got to look at it like this. You still got to. If you was the last person, his legacy got to last long as you keep it. You out here looking fugazi, and you look so selfish. You know what I'm saying? And if you're like that, then you're doing stuff with Kenny B. Like I told him, that's a step down. You went from Mo 3 all the way to Kenny B. Are you serious? You should be up there with with 50 Cent in them right now.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Right now, if he live in the legacy, because all he had to do was use him like he use him now to get his legacy up, to get the estate up. If you like, I told everybody the other day, Pop Smoke and them ain't doing the negativity shit that Rainwater doing. His manager ain't doing that. Not
Right.
Pop Smoke, not not uh not not Snooty Wild, not any person that's died from any bad situation.
Yeah.
Their state is not negative. Not even Michael Jackson or Prince. You don't even know what's going on with them because they're quiet.
Exactly.
He's the only one because he wanted to be a
Well, the
superstar.
Jacksons, they have been in court off and on. I know they want to go back to court saying something that happened way back when, but just to speak on Michael Jackson, he was actually trying to save the children. They were trying
Correct.
to paint him out like he wanted the children. No, he knew about the Epsteins and all that. He was trying to get them kids over there so they can have some type of child. They wanted those kids to grow up and do activities. No, go play at the playground. Go ride
Hmm.
the train, you know?
But they're not bringing that back up. They're not bringing that back up. Then they want to blackball his music, but then you got Trump as a president. That doesn't make sense.
But it goes back to what you said earlier, even like with the media and on here with the whole setup and this, that, and the third, the street code and that it's everywhere. You just gotta, be able to, like you said, see and be able to get the messages and don't be too far thrown off to where you're just living in delusion, you know?
Yeah, he wasn't a kid. I mean, Mike wanted kids because he couldn't have them. But here's the thing, though. Let's get back on the rainwater situation. Don't you
Let's
know
get on it.
everybody? Don't you know everybody that basically was around rain? I mean, Mo3 and Rainwater is almost deceased.
Jesus.
Like the two killers are dead.
What?
Bubba and Mo3 is deceased.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So they was all tight ship, and then Roy Lee. There's such thing that I mean, his daughter said that the rainwater. You know what I'm saying? Was told
Diddy
him to
and
say,
Albie Sure is the only ones that's left.
"Hmm."
Diddy and Albie Sure is the only ones that's left.
Um, and they ain't cool with Rain. There's something wrong with that. Yeah, he's very possessed. He has a demon. You can tell he has a tricky demon. He's sneaky. And what
Mhm.
he do is try to play devil advocate like he don't know nothing and do whatever, but he know what he doing. Who gets beat up and your hip break? And the way Yellow
Well,
Beat was beating them up, it looked like they had fights before.
but if you're such a scary guy, why would you be inciting riots?
Cause he tender dick. It's all over a girl. It makes sense. Like the girl that I'm going to bring, she said he's very tender dick. He's very jealous of her people. So it goes back to the story I told her they was fighting over a stripper. He knew he was pimping the stripper. He said it before that he was pimping strippers. But now all of a sudden when I see it, it's like, oh no, I don't know what you're talking about. Then he tried to put all this Mo3 on our conversation last night. You kept putting Mo3 in it. Why did you put Mo3 in it when I told you I don't really know Mo3 like that? Now you talking about dates. I don't know when you and Mo3 was doing something because like just like he ain't gonna know when me and Bubba Dub turned up on dates. You can just say, okay, I thought this and I thought that. That don't mean you're accurate.
Right. But when you say the strippers and stuff, I could only imagine how many strippers he got beat up
Probably
because
worse
they
than
weren't
that.
following the program.
Probably some of them deceased as well.
Jesus. And that
If
is
we
a dirty game.
we have to look into it. We just ain't looked into it yet. There's probably some people that's deceased.
Wow. Well, when you said that all the artists, around him are deceased, I started looking at P. Diddy because once again he wants to be like Puff Daddy. Oh, P. Diddy this, P. Diddy that. And then you're seeing like with the whole Tupac and Shakur, and he said that on interviews, like, yeah, they beef sells, and
Right. So that
just
means he came up with the idea. Mo3 ain't thinking about that. Mo3 thinking about rap.
yeah,
He
he's worried.
instigated all that.
But just the way that he treated the mom after, it was like gave her the big fu,
Huh?
and I
I
just
don't know nothing
it's
about that. He gave his mom a FU.
well, he was out here. He wasn't kind to the family. If you sitting up here robbing this family out of the family's royalties, pretty much saying fuck you. It's
Right.
about me.
So they
I've got me a
so
mansion now. I've got me some new teeth that your son bought, and I'm gonna smile in y'all's faces.
the crazy part is that when I was talking about that, 88 said, nah, he took care of the kids. And I was like, 88, if he took care
She
of the
don't
kids,
even take care of her kids. Go ahead.
for real. So I was saying this, if if so, right? If he
Hmm.
did it for the kids, right? I know Rainwater. Rainwater be like, man, I take care of my 3 kids and I've got their money coming. We in court right now. He never ever stated anything like that because he know if they was fighting for it and if they win, he gets a trophy for that. But he never stated that. Never
No.
stated that. And then if him and his mama getting into it, then you know it's over money. Why would you get into it? I would never get into it. Even though me and Bubba Dub is not together, I know his mama and I never get into it with his mama.
Well, Mo3's reader, governess Quatita Dean, she did a reading, and I want to say it's like this was probably like 4 years ago, if memory serves me correctly. But Rainwater was trying to go up at her. Ratchet had come up to her. Skull, be careful and leery of him. Him and Rain, they run hand in hand. They are buddy buddies.
Who?
Skull, just say no to Skull, or he's on YouTube. He talks real fast. Um, but he runs a narrative for him. I've spotted these guys out there on the payroll. And when I say not just on here, they actually look up to him like he's a god, like he is. I mean, when it comes to 88, she looks up to him like he's Jesus Christ.
Then
You
that
can't
means that
say
means to do anything for him. So just think about
that
it.
part.
Just think about it. But so with Sko and them, I don't. Sko was a washed up ass rapper. So I don't care about no Sko.
Rain put 88 on to finesse 2 times. She was following behind him in a club. On a no, not on a club, and in the studio. I guess they had just did like a video shoot, and she would follow him everywhere he go. Like she was a tick on the dog.
Well, the fact is they ain't never take stardom. I don't
Mm,
care about none of that fame shit. Just give me the money. So the
that
fact is
part.
just they over there. He getting them views because they ain't never been shit in the rap game. They never been shit in this world. So this is their world, right? And they got this weird guy that's call himself helping them. But what they don't understand, if he was to do his own artist mom like that, y'all next when something ain't going his way. And I feel like this shit is finna be over with this year. All that using Mo3, his album coming out, you use that shit all the goddamn time. Album about to come out, album about to come out, album about to come out. And that's what he did when he came to the studio when we was in Fort Worth. He came way out there and he was telling Black that he was gonna put him on the album and try to have Black turn against me. And Black wasn't even on the album. And I said, I told you, motherfucker, that he won't put you on the album. You played y'all.
Right.
They looked at me stupid. I'm like, nah, you turned against
Well,
your
look at
brother.
Black now.
And I told him, you turned against your own brother to help another this old whack ass nigga that uses this Mo3 to go over people's head because that's all he has. He has nothing else. It's just like a person that turns around and do the same jump shot. And at the end of the day, I'm finna block this shit because I know you're doing that old wasted ass jump shot. So now that the news is telling us that they have the right to the music, So how are you controlling it, brain? Well, you can't control it because it's the estate that's going to control it. But people don't understand business. They haven't got this far to understand how an estate works. Don't music come out without the estate agreeing to it?
Right. Like
That's why he
Michael
can't clear no
Jackson.
music. Hmm.
Yeah. Just like any of his samples or anything is not, you cannot go out there and put it up there. If you do, you gonna get sued if it did not get a clearance from the
Correct.
estate, like you said.
Correct. So that's like when Sexy Red tried to use a song "Eat It" for "Beat It," right? She got her ass tore up. She took everything down. And see,
Hmm.
but that's not ran by management. That's ran by the lawyer and the family.
Hmm.
So these fools out here, he's steady talking about another album coming out. Like I did, and then I did state this, and I'm not wrong for saying this. I don't listen to rap that much. And when I listen to rap, I want to listen to current things. I can't listen to Mo3 talking about he gonna walk somebody down because it's gonna make me remind myself on how he got killed. You feel what I'm saying? You lost. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like a war. You lost a war. You're a casualty to the streets. So if I'm gonna listen to you and you got what's that, 4 years of music, 5 years of music that you're talking about walking somebody down, then I know it's outdated. The music is outdated, it's expired. You feel what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
stuck, if that's if he was saying something that was done in 2020 and you keep talking about it. You don't want to keep hearing something that happened in 2020 when you're in 2025 or 26. Doesn't make sense.
No, it seems like he wanted to be a kept woman and he finessed his way into that.
You know, dude is evil. And then at the same time, you see how evil is because he got a woman portraying to do whatever for him. And they told me that they were gonna do this and she was gonna do that. I watched it. I said, "Oh, okay, it came out." But
And
shit,
you
brain.
told her, you said, I heard about you.
But at the same time, it's like rainwater is nothing in this world,
Right.
this real world, and see. You gotta understand how the reality is taking, fantasy is taking over reality. And
Hmm.
people are so delusional now that the internet is killing them. Like you got girls that's getting BBL and they still got roaches and rats and still stay in the projects. And they wearing fucking Gucci. The hell is you wearing Gucci for? And your kids got snotty noses. Like I always was the man. If I wore something, my kids can wear it.
Hmm.
For so many years, my kids, I had 4 generations that's wearing polo. All my grandkids wear polo. If I can wear it, they can wear it. But the fact is this: we are so absent-minded when it comes down to black folks, or if something that's not expensive or something that everybody's not doing and someone's decided not to do it, they looked at it as something funny. That person could be the next president because he's a leader. People don't
Right.
understand that part because there's so many followers out here. Ain't too many leaders. Now the leaders ain't leading and we're lost. We're lost 100%.
We are in trouble.
We're very in trouble because now women don't eat the men no more. They talk about they want their new piece and they rather have peace, but when it's time to go pay their bill, you asking the man to borrow some money, or you
Hmm.
having sex for money. It's the same thing. You're not thinking. You're not saying, okay, all right, I'm gonna need money anyway. Let me go ahead and stay with one man that's gonna feed me, make sure I'm taken care of. If I need a kidney, the nigga's gonna give me a kidney. If this bitch need a kidney today, who's she gonna get a kidney from? Cause ain't no nigga gonna give them no kidney, especially you want your piece. So people are not thinking. People are looking at reality shows and expecting it to be real. But now you see all the reality show cast members are going to jail for taking advantage of people and
Hmm.
scamming people. But they're not saying that. That's why I think there should be a clause that people like you put earlier today,
Hmm.
that clause should be when people watch reality shows. This is not a real show. They're staged,
Right.
and they don't do that. But they did it for the Kardashian when they was making big bucks on advertising. They were like, "Hey, you got to tell the people that this is not real, and you got paid for it." Why they don't do
That part.
reality shows like that? Why they not basically uh prosecuting these directors that have shit like the baddies. We got all our black women, our young black women fighting, talking about they baddies. No one wants to be a doctor, but everybody want money like a doctor. And then you got these old hoes taking these young kids through there, giving them fake jewelry, like Natalie Nunn, giving them fake jewelry. Then they act like they got jewelry for fighting. It's
I
crazy.
mean, that's why we need you. I mean, I feel like we got the right person talking about it. You're going to be able to share some of this on your comedy tour. I mean, really seriously.
Mm.
I am so happy. If you are on tour next year, I would definitely be able to make it. But if you
I'm
have
coming to
one like
Tulsa.
okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, I want to support. These are the conversations that get me going. And like I had told you earlier, I'm not going to get you on and, you know, switch bait you and flip up on you and start asking you questions or, like that. No, I really saw something in you and I'm just like, I'm obedient to the Lord. So the Lord was like, give him an opportunity to interview him. Get yourself up and listen. On my weekends, usually I don't be doing nothing, but I'm gonna tell you, I've been growing through some things. I do have merch and things like that. I just kind of
You done messed up. You done unplugged something. She probably unplugged something, y'all. Can you see me? Can I move? Okay, I'm here. Can y'all see me, chat? Can y'all hear me, chat? Can you hear me, chat? Chat, can you hear me? Big Laley, Ali.
Okay, can you hear me?
You done unplugged something.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. What, you done unplugged something?
Yeah, I was like trying to get like the mug. I was like, well, I have mugs, and then it went off. But no, I was just saying like, just positivity. And I was gonna say, like, I have the Psalms 23 on one of my mugs that I have on my merchandise store. So, I'm all with keeping the Lord first in everything that we do.
What is Psalm 23?
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He
Okay,
maketh
I
me
got
to
that.
lie down in green pastures. Uh-huh.
One of my baby mamas got that on the Instagram.
Yeah.
Knowing she a demon. She done lied on the Lord.
Now she lied on the Lord.
She lied on the Lord.
She needs to stop that.
Yeah, she need a spanking. Get a Lord. Make a tire bust. So she won't go out.
Bring her back.
No, I ain't going back. I got it. This lifestyle that I'm living right now, I'm going through my divorce, get my divorce, and I can live my life the way I want to live. Because the way Michael Watts died, I don't want to die like that. I don't want to
Yes.
die having a heart attack because we're arguing.
Yeah. It's not healthy at all.
Hmm.
And that's like a silent killer in our community. Heart attack,
Hmm.
stress. You
Stress can creep up and kill you.
Mhm.
I just don't understand some of the things that happened when he passed. Hate I missed the funeral, but they didn't do it right.
Well, um, What is it that you want? Oh my God. What is it that you want the people to know in closing? What do you want the people to know, like in closing,
Just know that this is the rebirth of Wildhairr, and I will have the #1 podcast. So when I find my editor, I will have a #1 podcast. Not only will I have the #1 podcast, but I will be highlighted, posted at least in the summer or probably around next year in the beginning. Me doing my own thing for myself as a totally turnaround as a rebirth for me and only me.
absolutely. Well, we look forward to checking you out and looking for more updates. Like I said, I did share all of um your links on the community wall. So you guys, if you're on the replay, his links are in the chat. Click on it, it'll take you to it. And they're also on the community wall. I want to thank you, DJ Wildhairr, for coming through, taking out time. I know you're a busy man, and I'm just glad you gave me the opportunity to showcase your bright side and your bright future and what you have going on. I know you're excited to get on that yacht, but yeah, this was a great interview, and I look forward to having you on the show in the future.
Okay, and I thank you for allowing me to be on your show, Queen Tussle, Thugtown. I'm calling you Queen Thugtown. Now, just send me the link so I can share it on my stories with the thumbnail. And I mean, I'm very excited on my path that I got going, but I hope you have a better excitement path for yourself and you and your family.
Yes, thank you so much. And kudos to you. Good luck, and we'll see you next time.
That's it. Thank you.
All right, so long.